Okay, so that was formal, but right now we'll try to do it very interesting, because again, we're here not to talk about a boring topic. We're here to talk about AI and how it will change our future. Okay, so first of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Yuriy Romanyukha. I'm manager partner at iClub and part of TA Venture. Right now we have 300 million under management, and we invest in actively on startups in early stage, growth stage. We have recently raised a new fund, 35 million. It's already third fund that we working with institutional investors and with retail investors, but definitely something that we on track with. And I would like to speak with my team today on this panel about a very important topic that we have ChatGPT, Facebook fighting for AI talents. Aside of that, we see a shortage of their employees. Big tech is firing actively, like Bumble, everyone is releasing people, but AI talents, they are fighting badly for them. I know that Mark Zuckerberg offered 100 million for sign-up bonuses for AI talents. And the question may be to everyone to introduce yourself and provide a bit perspective on that topic. Why the AI talents matter, and why it's, this trend can be important, on how you can predict this trend in terms of what will be the future for that.
Thank you, Yuri. Thank you, everyone, for having me here. My name is Yiannis. I'm one of the two GPs at 33 East. 33 East is the venture capital fund. We're backed by the government of Cyprus and the European Investment Fund, among other investors. We invest at the pre-seed and seed stage across different sectors. We're sector agnostic. The question that you've put forward is about AI wars and talent wars, and I mean it's not an easy answer, but I think at least my read is there's two schools of thought. There's investors that invest in the team, and then investors that invest in the company and the numbers. Yeah. And traditionally, venture investors have invested in the team above all, because the heuristic is that the company will change, the business model will pivot, but the team will be there, and you need to back them. And I think that's really what we are seeing in AI. Nobody knows where it's going. No one knows exactly what the business model will look like, but everyone is scrambling to get the best talent, the best team on their team. And if you look at the global AI landscape at the moment, there's 4 or 5 groups of people that have seen the magic happen. It's DeepMind, it's OpenAI, and those people that have seen how the magic is happening have come with a very high price tag. So I don't think it's they're buying the value of the businesses themselves, but they're buying the people that will invent the future. And for companies like Facebook and Microsoft that have multi-trillion-dollar market caps, 10 million, 100 million sign-on bonuses is a rounding error in the grand scheme of things.
Okay, thank you. Let's go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Vladimir, and I'm CPO at Mellow. We help companies to work with contractors and freelancers around the world. And well, my opinion is that I believe that big companies will keep fighting with high salaries, but I'm not sure that it's a good strategy in long term. And I would like to believe that there also you have to focus on a culture, on a mission, and autonomy. And this, I think, will be most value in the long term if you're working with the talents. Especially we are in Mellow, we also try to find the fit between the company and the candidates in culture and mission and values, and looking for people who are easily adapt to work faster and to change the way they work. And we are ready to provide the resources, the opportunities, and the freedom to build the products that they really care about.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Dima, tell us more about yourself, because you've been late. I know that it's a minus point for you, and also just maybe you can absorb your experience related to that AI talents, how you choosing them, and why they're so expensive right now.
Haristopoli for your question. My name is Dima. I'm a data-driven investor, and we use AI in our investment decisions and invest in AI before these words became buzzwords. Of course, talents is the fuel of all business, and not only companies you mentioned compete about talents, and now I think it's not only about money, it's about mission of the company and attract talents about changing future. The best way to predict future is to create it, and that's why we are not now discussing about how future will, how AI will change the world. The world is changed, already changed, and the companies also should change or die. That's why a lot of acquisitions. That's why a lot of compete for talents. That's why a lot of new young guys with huge salaries.
Okay, that's very interesting. So huge salaries, we know that. Again, Sergey, stage is yours. Introduce yourself. What's your perspective?
Yeah, my name is Sergey Sergyenko. I'm already 10-year-old company driving with the idea that we kind of try to do something that nobody's else doing. So our focus now is to do local AI. So the model that you can own and the inference that your company own, whatever infrastructure you run. So we are not relying and not making bets on the big platforms. So we work as a venture builder studio. So we kind of work with like very, very early startups and ideas. So we can pick it up, fuel it with the right technology. So I think what's happening with those big techs like Metas and OpenAIs is that along with monopolizing the whole market for services that they provide, they also try to monopolize the talent. And in this situation, what I see now is that's the point for bifurcations. And when the talents who can use open model, who can use technologies that are not connected or do not tightly connected with those platforms, can join smaller startups and companies and build the alternative way of using AI. So I believe in the future, it's going to flip the upside down. So the talents market will shift from big enterprises to smaller businesses, to smaller products. So that's my belief.
I like that we have the diversity of opinions on that topic, because that's what exactly I'm looking for from this panel discussion. We're not just here to justify one topic. Everyone has his own view. That's amazing. Our discussion will be maybe start with a simple example. Beforehand, like when I first time stepped in with a startup and venture world, it was 15 years ago. There was a great book. It's called Sprint, and all about how to build your startup with idea and facilitate that. Sometimes it takes 6 to 12 months to launch the product, to test it out, something. It was 15 years ago. But my question to Vladimir, to you, like in your perspective, what have been changed in terms of the efficiency and go-to-market strategy, especially right now with all the tools that we have with AI, etc.?
Yeah, thank you for the question. Well, from my perspective, it looks like the current technologies and current platforms, such as, for example, Lovable, you can create...
Just a second. By the way, who is familiar with a Lovable? Yeah. So the panel discussion is already familiar. By the way, if you don't know, you should go there right away. That's the tool that can do mobile application from scratch in just a few seconds for you, and you'll be the founder of the mobile application just already in this event. It's easy.
Yeah, I'd like to share that just in one night you can build an application or web and mobile, and in the morning you can go to a market and test your ideas in real customers and find out how is it working. And looks like everything is changing, and speed is really important thing, and right now you really can build the products fast. For example, in my personal experience, in my team, I just maybe 4 months ago, I built a startup lab teams inside Mellow. We invest in them internal. And recently, this team just launched 3 different products with AI, 1 for customers, 2 for freelancers. And it takes really 2 to 3 months from the beginning to develop.
Nice. Founders, 2-3 months max you have to launch the product and go on market to already have traction. No waste of time because you have all the tools already in your pocket.
Yeah, at the same time, we have our core product development teams who's working on the main platform. And we also they try to adopt AI into their workflow, try to automate with AI copilots coding and automate design in code review processes. And we try to share the expertise between the teams. It looks like it's really working. But one thought that I wanted to share is that it's not only about the AI itself, because Yuriy already mentioned it, but you need to focus on the product itself and on problems that you wanted to share. And looks like there are already a lot of AI products on the market, and mostly they can be the same, and you need to focus on the product marketing, on the distribution, marketing channels, and the product packaging, but not just an AI. Yeah.
Okay, so surely but smoothly, we already understood that AI can just easily do this product development and help you with important things, but also you need to rely on resources. If you need to have, you can ask Vladimir, he can help you out with all the resources if needed. Behind this story, I want to highlight that we have also very important topic about security, because everyone is afraid that his idea will be stolen by AI. So AI will do the same way faster. And I know that there is industry that has high regulations in terms of the compliance, etc. So maybe, Sergey, you can highlight about that and how we can solve the problem of the regulation topic with these industries and what exactly these industries are.
So if we start from a very, very high level, in the nearest future, I believe, the most regulated models or AI is going to be government. So soon, each government will own their own AI, and they will build the way how you would interact with it as the single source of truth. Because at the end of the day, the governmental data is the fuel that still is not accessible for the big corporations. So you cannot share easily your healthcare records, your taxation models, whatever you have in your digitalized governmental thing. So the rest of the things that we are working, and that what I can comment on, is the healthcare. And using AI for the healthcare is really beneficial. But at the same time, there is only one model that passed HIPAA compliant for the US that Google owns it, and it's very expensive. But if you want to run your healthcare startup and you need to fall down into this compliance process, you can build your own pipeline for managing your own data, how you interact with your patients, or like therapists and others, and how you control and manipulate with the data. So I think those are like a good examples to start with, and that's what we are actually doing. So it's a healthcare, it's a legal, and a finance. Those 3 areas for me they're highly regulated, but at the same time they give you opportunity to try and build something that you can bring to the market.
And what you're using local AI, so it's basically the cloud technology that was rolled out internally inside the company. How exactly it works?
So local AI consists of your own data, your inference stack, which means it's a hardware where you need to run it, which consumes electricity, and a model, like whatever you call AI, black box, that takes something for the inputs. It is costly now because of the infrastructure. So this stack is very expensive, but the direction is that the price is going to be lower down. So I think that's the right bet to own your own AI, in other words.
I like this story because if you are familiar with the company DeepL, you should know that all the European Parliament document they are running through the DeepL, and that's completely aligned that the strategy that you mentioned works well because it's a European company. we're lucky to bet them on pre-seed stage right now. There's a unicorn company, but still, they stay in Europe. They work with the government, and I think that also it's very important to understand that it will be the same because compliance matter for AI specifically. So if you're talking about the hype, I want to bring you the figure. 200 companies that have been recently for 2 quarters already been acquired in AI field. It's just a traction of 2 quarters this year. It's very intensive trend that bring us the idea that companies that doing something with AI, it's also can easily be on a radar of DMTECH to be acquired. And the question to you, Dima, in your experience, in your regards, what do you feel about that direction? Is already established trend or not? And how exactly we need to understand that in terms of our strategy as investors?
My feeling is FOMO now. Really FOMO. And in Crunchbase, a little bit less figures, but approximately 200 acquisitions. And I think it's also FOMO from old-fashioned companies. It's about competition between them, and if they don't have AI-driven vertical in their business and implementation, they will die. That's why they hurry. That's why valuation, unbelievable valuation. And my prediction, it will be 12 or maybe 18 months, the same. After that will be a little bit cooling, but now it's very hot, and our bet in our strategy, we're trying to invest. For example, was my favorite company. I've invested 6 years ago, and they was acquired a month ago for unbelievable figures by huge AI company, and I think top 4, but
top 4,
top 4, yeah. And it was acqui-hiring. It wasn't acquisition like
that the product technology doesn't matter. It's just only talents.
Yeah, it was exactly acqui-hiring. Unbelievable.
Oh my God. So I have a question to Yiannis, because you mentioned this 6-year sprint for from the moment of setting something to acquisition. If you're not familiar with the startup world, on average, the regular company is acquired in 13 years. So it's double time the timeline from the starting something to being acquired by the company of big tech, etc. Yiannis, in your perspective as the investor that actively sourcing deals in pipeline from Cyprus, have you seen the same trend from the early stage company that you put in your pipeline?
The trend in AI?
Yeah.
I think about half of the companies that we see at the moment have a strong AI angle. It means they're either developing their own models, or the AI is part of the core proposition of the business. I do think that there's a bit of FOMO in the market. At the same time, I do believe that AI is a secular trend. It has substance. It has a real business use. So it won't really fade away in the same way that perhaps crypto kind of rose and then came back down. But I think for me it goes back to team. Like we're not. It's very hard when you're at the pre-seed stage. It's very hard to back a company for the product that they're building. You back a vision of what the product might be or what the problem that they're solving is. But ultimately you need to be backing the founders. Now whether the big AI labs acquire companies out of Cyprus, nobody knows. But I think that the talent is everywhere. Cyprus has a lot of talent. And we're very impressed by the pipeline that we're seeing here.
I don't know if you noticed that, but last week was acquisition of Foodie by Alpha Mega. I don't know, like it was very interesting topic. Also, that's something that related to the tech world was easily established for the retail segment as a acquisition process. It's also very interesting. We will see probably more. But from the statistic and figures perspective, we have 30,000 ICT workers here in Cyprus. It's not that big number, but still, that's brings Cyprus a lot of ideas and a lot of potential in terms of startup development, new project that we'll probably see during the next decade that will easily show up as curve of the growth. And my question to each panelist on this panel to just describe what you're feeling. Is there is a chance for startup world to defy Cyprus as a AI hub? Okay,
I think 30,000 is a big number. If you think of where Cyprus came from, I think, just for reference, Athens has about 10 or 15,000 IT developers. So 30,000 is very high concentration if you think of the population of Cyprus. So I do believe that we're on a very strong trajectory, and I'm very happy to see so many people here on a Saturday, here to talk and network and hear ideas. So I think we're on a good track.
Perfect. You can pass the mic, and thank you so much, Yiannis.
Well, in 10 seconds, okay. I think that Cyprus already have a lot of advantages. For example, I'm sitting with 3 guys from investments, so it looks like with investments, everything okay in Cyprus. And so it's a great community. I just maybe once thought, if you're speaking about AI hub, it's maybe a difficult European AI regulation. There's some kind of pact which can really don't help to build great startups here. I mean, it will be difficult to work with this.
Thank you, thank you. So regulation could be a blocker. Thank you.
My answer is yes, of course. A huge job is already done. I believe Limassol it's next Palo Alto or maybe Tel Aviv, because a lot of talents are here, a lot of investors are here. Now Plug and Play is here. We are attracting Alchemist because I'm an alumni of Alchemist. Acceleration programs, money, talent. Now we are waiting for 3-2 unicorns and exits.
Yes.
And it will be Cyprus Mafia, like PayPal Mafia. Or
I love this. Cyprus Mafia should be this way. Yeah, that's a not Tupac. Like I like this. Thank you so much, Dima.
That's very hard to be the last one because all the points are, mostly complete. But I would like to add, even though the ecosystem is growing and the talents are present, I think the focus for the next couple of years could be like 3 years, which is realistically, is not just use AI, but to build AI. Not to build with AI, but to build AI itself. So to kind of get the experience and competence to utilize the data that are domestic in the way that we kind of have the hub that owns something that is built in Cyprus for Cyprus. That's, I think, would be the start.
Okay, so thank you so much, audience, for this amazing panel discussion. I want to thank everyone for being a part of Cyprus Mafia.
Let's take one question from the audience, please.
Yeah, and that's a question from the audience to ask about our Cyprus Mafia, about something very important that they want to.
The question is to Yiannis, when to expect your first investment?
That's an easy answer. It's already been done. We just haven't announced it.
Not today, not today. Just it's a very interesting topic, but we will be like moving to another discussion. I know that we have a very tight timeline, but again, thank you so much, guys. It was amazing.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you very much.